I woke up this morning and I looked at the view and I just thought, I just simply deserve this. This isn't something unreal. This isn't something out of this world. I absolutely deserve this. And that's what it takes to live the life that you actually want. If you live a life that constantly sees what you think is actually right for you and the best for you as something outside of yourself, some goal that must be attained, or something that, yes, I can experience it, but only for short bursts, only for intermittent moments of my life, because I don't really deserve it. So if I get that, it's just luck. You basically, it's just this egoic shyism. And this egoic shyism is the biggest thing that prevents us from unconditional happiness. I'm not a manifestation teacher. I don't really care much to kind of go too far in that direction, because the biggest priority for me is just unconditional happiness. Beyond that point, I mean, what is the reason to do anything, right? In the sense of, why do anything to be happy? There's no reason for it. But upon this realization, it in fact is going to make you want to do everything. This is the craziest paradox that I didn't realize at the time. If I was going to be unconditionally happy, technically speaking, then I would have no desires to do anything at all. I'd have no desires to have got myself into the position where I can make this just like a normal day for me. But in reality, if we are naturally creative, if we naturally have these types of desires where we want to build, we want to be in a really nice location that feels aligned to what's true to us, to be able to do things and meet people and, spend money on the people that we love. There's a necessity to actually do things. And if that's what we love, that's what we enjoy, it's what we find fun, the separate self doesn't want to have fun. So one thing we have to come to terms with is that if we love something and we enjoy it and we find it fun, that's not the ego, right? Find me a Coke addict who loves it and enjoys it and finds it really fun. None of them find it fun. They're addicted to dopamine. Dopamine isn't fun. Serotonin is fun. You can't get to serotonin through dopamine alone. You just get more dopamine. Serotonin is what we're looking for, and it's almost as if this sense of adrenaline and rush and kind of like, it's like this motivational feeling of moving towards something. This is what we're getting. This is what the world is searching for. But this is complete serotonin vibes. This is just peace, you see. And the life built out of that peace is a life built out of unconditional happiness. So if we're trying to do things in the world that we want to do things and we don't want to do them because we think, oh, this might be a betrayal of my happiness. If I do this, I'm just seeking happiness. I'm just doing something I know doesn't work, which is to seek happiness in the world. This is another excuse, another condition on our happiness, saying that I can't have what I want because wanting it means that's not going to make me happy, and we try to stay happy with that. So I'll be happy with what I have. That's a big condition. I have to be happy with what I have. That's a massive condition. So I realized that manifestation is just what we're always doing, whether we like it or not. And we're typically going to manifest whatever it is that is our character is capable of manifesting or creating for itself. So what we'll always be doing is creating reality depending on what we're saying reality is. So why settle then for anything less than what we actually deserve? Because what we deserve isn't really what we deserve. What we deserve is just what is possible. That's it. And out of infinite possibilities, what we think we deserve is the best isn't really the best. So why settle for anything less? The only time we would settle is if we're conditionally happy. So we should always want the best, because if we don't want the best, that's just another reason for our conditional happiness to stay conditional. Because if I wanted the best, that means I'm egoic and this and this and this, and we start to gaslight a natural process with our human emotions and create new conditions as to why we can't be unconditionally happy. So creating a life you want is a part of this path. It's as part of this path as as whatever part of the path you think is necessary. So building a life you want, living where you want to live is a part of this journey. It makes no sense for it not to be. It makes no sense for the human being to lose autonomy. The human being isn't really an entity that can have autonomy to begin with, but we don't want to also lose autonomy to the human being. Because if you think about it, if we're meant to be the source of all things and everything's just happening, technically what that means is that we are the one doing everything. So our autonomy is actually activated through the human being. The autonomy is activated through everything. It's just the same thing that's having the autonomy, you see? So it's not that there's human beings that have autonomy or one infinite thing that has lots of autonomous beings. There's just pure autonomy activated through the human being. So long as the human being doesn't believe it's temporary, limited, and finite, then the universe gains an individual. It gains individuality through that individual. And the individual is the human body mind, which is a portal to experience. And this is basically what we're doing. And then we're just living and enjoying it and creating from it. So deserve the best. Know that you deserve that and don't settle for less. This is the only thing that you really have to do on this path. And then what will happen is you'll have a load of limiting beliefs that will come up because of that. And they'll prevent you from living a life that you want. You'll have financial fears, you'll have location fears, you'll have doubts, you'll have resistances. And every one of these will convince you why you don't deserve the best. And your job is simply just to go through that process of understanding why is it that you don't believe you deserve the best? Because the best isn't even that great. Whatever you can believe is the best is not that great. You have to realize that. Some people, the best is be able to get a plane ticket. For others, the best is be able to get first class. For others, the best is be able to fly a private jet. For others, the best is be able to fly a plane. These are all relative levels. Like in an infinite universe, these are tiny, 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 tiny things. They're not things that we should have to, oh God, please, do I deserve the best? We shouldn't even have to contemplate it. You see, can you see how like this egoic shyism? I'm a tiny little baby self and I deserve the tiniest little things because I'm just a tiny little speck. It's just ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with having absolutely everything because that's exactly what you are, absolutely everything. So what you want is not something that is egoic, it's actually something pure, it's an option, it's an available thing. And your job then is to simply go, a desire came to me, it's not really a desire, it's an option of what you already have. So imagine you have everything, and what we think a desire is like something that is out there that I may be able to get if I work hard enough to go towards it. The true process of manifestation is desires aren't really desires, they're options that are readily available in the bandwidth of what we're capable of experiencing, of what we already have. So a desire is not something external out there we have to go and find. It's something readily available that we can experience right now, so long as we actually select it. And we select it with our intention. So we basically already have everything. That's what abundance is. That's what the universe is. It is complete abundance. Abundance simply means to always have more than enough. So abundance doesn't mean my definition of abundance is to have this thing or this amount of money. No, that's not what abundance means. Abundance means I always have more than enough. That's it. So it's relative. It's always relative to each individual, but it's always to just have more than enough. That's what abundance is. So everybody should always have more than enough because that's what they are. So we shouldn't be experiencing any financial lack or limitations in this path if we're truly unlimited. Because how could that be possible? If we're everything, then we should always have more than enough. So long as we always know that, right? Some people, they don't know that. They feel like I always just have enough. Oh, I've just scraped this, I'm allowed this, or I don't have enough. To be abundant is to always have more than enough. And that is the best place to be, because that's exactly what our natural condition is, to always have more than enough. There's always water in the bottle. There's always money in the bank. There's always something. I always have more than I needed. That's abundance. So the process is very, very simple. We just need to stop tolerating less than we deserve, realize our happiness is truly unconditional. With that unconditional happiness, our abundance of creativity is able to express. Desires will come through, which aren't really desires. They're just options that are readily available for you to select. You select them by knowing you have it. You go, this is the one I have, this thing, whatever that thing is. And then naturally, you just don't tolerate less than that. And then when you're living life, you're already the person who has that thing because you already have it, you see? So you don't need to worry about trying to manifest it. It's already there. It's already a part of you. So you just embody that. You embody this understanding and then see where life takes you. It's always going to be better than you can expect. Always. What you can expect is not as good as what will come. Because this is just the beauty of life. It just does that. So it's pretty amazing. I'm hosting a retreat at the end of the year, and it's primarily focused around unconditional happiness and actually creating the life that we truly want to live. Because why else live on Earth? Why else live? Why like why we should want to enjoy everything that we love: basketball, football, golf, swimming pools, beautiful views, whatever it might be. We should just be able to have whatever we want. Like, do you see what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Why not? Like, I don't need it, but if it's there, I'd rather experience it. You know what I mean? So this is primarily what the retreat is going to be about, and guiding us to true understanding of unconditional happiness and how that actually looks when we express that into the world. So if you'd want to learn more, I've got a link in the description. If you want to apply, send an email and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Take care, guys.